Hello, my name is Caroline Wood, Senior Dell Business Development Manager with Insight Enterprises. Today I'm going to be talking about our managed endpoint solutions. Many of our customers have a management solution that's overwhelming, complex, and expensive, and has too many tools for them to keep up with. They may even have outdated tools that lack security features. They may have limited staff and limited knowledge to support what they already have and are not even thinking about modernization. This leaves their end users experiencing difficulty getting their applications deployed, feeling stuck to the company's one standard device that may limit their job performance. And many may get frustrated with outdated environments that don't even adequately support remote users. Modernization is only part of the solution. A customer may be fully modernized without taking advantage of best practices and really optimizing their environment. Let's look at an example. Here's a customer support team that experiences so many issues during his day-to-day work requirements. Often, these users get caught up in complex, time-consuming tasks that are outside of their typical job description. Most folks in IT are already operating as a one-man show and can barely keep up with the day-to-day administration as it is. So combining this with non-standardized multiple devices and multiple platforms can make their job nearly impossible to stay afloat in. So let's take a look at a potential scenario. A day in the life of our poor administrator, Mike. A shipment of devices has arrived. 100 Windows laptops, 5 MacBooks, and 50 mobile devices have shown up at the door. Many customers have to handle all these devices with different platforms, which means increased complexity, multiple people performing the same tasks across multiple platforms, and managing imaging, tagging, and tracing all those devices. It's only 8:30 a.m. and already Mike has a huge list ahead of him. On average, many customers have a minimum of 50 applications to keep up with, some even 500 or more just on one machine. Keeping up with the deployment and updates of these apps can be a full-time job on its own, along with the ongoing requests of users across many groups who need help to deploy new apps. Let's go back to our admin, Mike. 9:45 a.m. The CFO, Kathy, has just purchased a new application for her team to use. She comes to the admin to get the application deployed to her entire group as soon as possible. This is just one person requesting one application, but imagine this happening across the company for additional application deployments, not only to groups of people but individuals. It's not even 10 a.m. and already this is the second item added to our administrative tasks list, not even counting his day-to-day emails and tasks. Security updates should be deployed on a frequent basis. Outside of the scheduled patch deployments, there are always needs for deploying emergency patches, configuration settings for malware, zero-day attacks, etc. Back to Mike, 11:30 a.m. His company was just hit with a phishing attack. The security team lead rushes over to Mike requesting he get a security update pushed out to the company right away. Now, of course, this sounds like an emergency that should go on top of the to-do list, but this admin already has to handle the routine updates and patching that gets deployed across all endpoints and operating systems, plus the request from his CFO, and deploying all these new devices that have just arrived. And it's not even lunchtime. Many customers do not have an ideal imaging process. End users or service desk reps are still required to install additional applications or configure settings, even after the devices are out of the box in the end user's hands. And a lot of these folks are not tech savvy, so they may need individualized support. Back to our poor IT admin Mike, who hasn't even had time to go to lunch today. 1:15 p.m. A new user, Christina, comments to one of the support desk teammates, Pedro, and how she just got a brand new laptop and it doesn't even seem to work. The service desk rep, Pedro, responds with, "Our tools and processes only take us so far. We still have a lot of manual tasks to perform on a new device." Well, being new, Christina has no idea how to install her new apps, and since she has lots of trainings to take to ramp up, this is now added as an urgent task to Mike, the admin's plate. Modernizing to the cloud can help with remote workers, security, and processes in general. But the problem is many customers can already barely afford to keep the lights on, so modernization upgrades rarely take the front stage. Back to Mike, whose coffee's cold, bladder's full, and stomach is empty. 2:45 p.m. One of the administrative leaders comes over to his desk and mentions how many people are working remotely now, and that most new staff will be remote moving forward. Remote users have been experiencing issues with support, hang-ups accessing virtual networks, security issues, backup issues, etc. The administrative leader wants us to move to the cloud to take advantage of all the new technology and capabilities. Mike collapses on his desk. Mike, like many other IT admins, is overworked, stressed, has a backlog of requests that he can never seem to catch up to, and simply cannot handle any more tasks, complexities, fire drills, or emergencies. On top of everything else, he is now being asked to push the organization forward to new technology. To say he is overwhelmed is an understatement. Simple requests like pushing out an application, urgent requests like a security patch, and his boss adding on the pressure to modernize. He simply can't take it all. What this admin needs is a new way of thinking. He needs Insight Managed Endpoint Services. Managed endpoint services include proactive management and ongoing modernization services for endpoint environments. They include evaluation of customers' existing endpoint management solutions, 24/7 administrator-to-administrator support, ongoing expert administration of endpoint environments, reporting, road mapping, service updates, modernization of endpoint platforms, and processes. Insight leads the pack with our management platform due to our experience, partnerships, and overall processes. We partner with top OEMs to understand the technology, roadmaps, changes, and constraints to stay ahead of the curve. With our managed endpoint services portfolio, Insight Service will take over the day-to-day administration of device management, allowing our customer support staff to concentrate on more important things. Insight will also absorb all the complexity of the three major management platforms, Managed Endpoint, Workspace ONE, and Jamf, to provide enhanced support to customers' administration team. Insight's managed services help with application deployment and updates, modernization to enhance remote worker support, tool consolidation, improvement of the end-user experience by helping them access automated enrollment for Windows, Apple, or Android, deploying monthly security updates and operating system patches to increase security. And our services team will even help them optimize the image process for a better overall experience. So thank you for watching, and remember that Insight Enterprises wins with our managed endpoint services portfolio.